And Chad, my question to you, my next question is, will this new system, will it discourage US universities from attracting international students?
I think it definitely will, because a major incentive is for international students to come to US is to work once they graduate. And already we have this programs, OPT in place, and then after OPT we have H-1B in place. And now if the new rule talks about entry level graduates having a very less chance because of this wage based system, I definitely think many students will rethink their choice, because now there are even other countries. So if they don't have a good process in place where entry level graduates can get some experience, I think US universities will definitely start seeing reduced enrollment from international students. And already, like the news out here, I mean, out there this year, we're already hearing about all the universities having reduced intake. So already, I think the impact is already showing up with a lot of universities already reporting less foreign student attendance this year. And this kind of a rule, I think it will definitely impact the universities, because the H-1B program, when we talk about the wage levels, it is going to impact students. And when it impacts students with no or less experience, I think it will definitely discourage US universities from attracting a lot of international students.
Well, thank you so much, Chand, for your explanation. And I can see Hari actually commenting. So he's saying, "Thank you very much, Chand and Nipasa, for taking up my call and providing the valuable information." Thank you so much, actually, Hari, for joining us. And feel free to keep joining us if you have more questions. And also, hi, Pavan. Thank you so much for asking a question. I think we should address it. Chant, he's asking, what about master's cap? Does that have any weight in this new wage-based H1 system?
So the rule is not even the draft version of the rule is not published yet, because it's just the proposals that are out. But even the draft version is not published, which is the next step that everybody is expecting. So the next step is the what is DHS thinking, what is Department of Homeland Security thinking. That is the draft. So the draft will be published, and the final rule will be a lot different from the draft always. But at least the draft version will at least give an idea on how exactly they intend to implement this rule. So we're still waiting and watching how this rule will show up, because yes, we do know that there is a 20,000 masters quota, but I think within the 20,000 masters quota, they'll probably do something around the wage based system. So we'll have to wait and watch and see what's going to happen, because there are at least some master students who work abroad after their bachelor's, they get some experience, and then they come and do their masters. So now it is going to put those people at an advantage if there is some kind of wage level process within this 20,000 masters quota. So we don't exactly know how DHS intends to do this, which is why I think everybody is waiting for the draft version. And again, whenever the draft version is published, it is just the initial draft, so it is not the final rule yet. But we'll have more information in the future. And I think in the next 2-3 months, there is a good chance that rule will be published, because I think the government does want to implement it for the March cycle. So whenever in March, when we have the lottery, I think they want to implement it. And for them to implement it in March, they definitely at least have to publish the draft this year, because if they don't publish the draft this year in 2025, they will not have enough time to implement it for March.
Right. Thank you, Chant, for taking it up. And Pavan, thank you for your question. I hope you've gotten your answer and keep asking your questions, I'd say. Keep commenting. So, friends, we also want to know what are your, views on this. Do you prefer the wage-based system or the lottery system? Do you think this is fairer? And so, Pavan is also asking, what's this wage? In fact, we took this question already. It was one of our first questions. So I would say you can watch this whole show again. And wage-based pay or total compensation, which typically includes stock and bonuses. No more questions from me. Thanks for response. Okay, let's answer this for Pavan if you have.
Yeah. So in the H-1B, they look at the base salary, because on the I-129 you have to put the base salary. So anything that is discretionary bonus or other benefits, they are not counted, like the stock and the bonus. Those are all like discriminationary, and usually it is the base salary. So whatever is the base which is promised has to be honored. So the base is what will count. And again, it is not the total compensation; it is the wage level. Because, for example, in Dallas, the wage level 4 for software developer is around 150K. But in San Francisco area, wage level 1 is 135K for a software developer. So the total compensation depends on which city you are in, because when you change the city, the wage levels become different. So the same compensation, it could be a wage level 2 in one city, it will be a wage level 4 in another city. So everybody who's going through the H-1B process, they will have something called an LCA, labor condition application. So the labor condition application will show what is the wage level that somebody is being hired under. So it is not just the total compensation, it is also the wage level that one has to check for, because the wages keep differing from city to city. And again, how the government intends to implement it at the time of lottery, nobody knows, because whenever we are doing the registration process, we don't even get to the LCA stage. At least in the past couple of years, in this electronic registration process, people just put the passport information in the lottery process. So this year, I mean, we don't even, because sometimes the work location is like not even finalized yet at the time of the lottery process. And to get the wage level, we have to know what is the exact work location. So a lot of things are up in the air. It is not an easy process to implement, which is why I think USCIS will take some time. DHS will take some time before the rule is even published. Even the draft version is published. But from an implementation perspective, it will make it very, very complex. So we will wait and see. But the short answer is it is not the total compensation. It is going to probably be the wage level. And my guess is, I think from what we are hearing, they will probably use some other factors, which is why they're calling it a weighted selection process, not just calling it a wage level selection process. They're calling it a weighted selection process, which means they will give weight to a couple of factors.
Right, Chand, right. Thank you so much for the detailed explanation. And Pavan, I hope you're very happy with the answers you've got. And do not forget to subscribe to, our channel is at Immigration Talk Show. Subscribe now and check us out not just on YouTube, but also on LinkedIn, Facebook, X, and on Instagram. So, yeah, I think it's now time for a short break. Friends, you're watching Immigration Talk Show. I'm your host, Napasa. And today we have our guest with us, Attorney Chand Parvathaneni from SPB Law Firm, Dallas, Texas, and we're speaking about, is the H-1B lottery now a pay to win system? So to get to know more, stay with us here on Immigration Talk Show. We'll be right back.
You know why I'm vacationing in Dubai right now? Because I stopped drowning in RFEs, intake calls, and late night filings. I used to hire freelancers who barely knew what a G28 was. Total chaos. Then I found IMI Support, virtual immigration paralegals trained in real case prep, docket-wise, and USCIS workflows. Now my calendar's clean, my clients are happy, and my firm runs while I relax. You can hustle or you can outsource smart. I chose freedom. I chose IMI Support.
That's the end of part 4. Make sure to watch part 5 of Immigration Talk Show when it drops.